Hi, you are engaging in the ELA Guidebooks Unit Restart. The purpose of this video is to learn more about what point of view in a narrative writing looks and sounds like, and how it impacts your reader's perspective. This will help you better understand how to write a narrative of your own. Be sure to have your handout available and something to write with for the video. Have you ever heard the saying, there are two sides to every story? When reading a book, you may have gotten to read both sides of the same story depending on the point of view the author chose to write their book in. Point of view is the perspective a story is told. There are several types of point of view. However, for the narrative that you will write at the end of this unit, you will choose between first person, third person limited, or third person omniscient. First person point of view is when the narrator, the person or character telling the story, uses the pronouns I, me, my, us, our, we. In first person, the reader may know what other characters are saying and doing based on what the narrator describes, but the reader will only know the thoughts of the narrator. For example, as I was staring at the ceiling, my alarm went off again. I knew I had to get out of bed soon. However, I pressed snooze one more time before dealing with my new reality. Third person limited point of view is the narrator describing what is occurring in the story. However, the reader is limited to knowing only one character's thoughts and feelings. An example of this would be Hatchet by Gary Paulson. This book is written in third person limited, where readers only know the thoughts of the main character, Brian. Another example of what third person limited looks like is Nora finally got out of bed and went downstairs to eat breakfast. She was already dreading the day. Her mom greeted her as usual. Good morning, darling. Waffle is in the toaster. Of course, Nora thought. Why did she think her mom would even attempt to address what happened? Disappoint is all Nora can feel. The final point of view that you may want to use is third-person omniscient point of view. The narrator in books written in third-person omniscient describes each character's thoughts and feelings. For example, Nora doesn't bother grabbing the waffle. She grabs her backpack and walks out the door, replaying last night in her head. As Nora leaves, her mom cannot help but stare as Nora fades into a blur down the street. How did this happen? She cries to herself. She never meant for Nora to find out this way. Also notice, both third-person point of views use pronouns such as he, she, they, and them, whereas first person uses I, me, my, us, our, and we. Now you're ready to compare the types of point of view. Pause this video to record your answers on your handout at the first stop sign, then hit play when you're ready to continue. Let's review. You should have matched first person point of view with B. The narrator is the person telling the story. Third person limited should have been paired with A. The narrator shares thoughts and feelings of one character. Last, third person omniscient should be paired with C. The narrator shares thoughts and feelings of all characters. The point of view you choose to write in affects readers' interpretations of your story. You must decide which lens you want your readers seeing through. Point of view not only affects the reader's experience, but also determines how context and backstories are explained and will affect the characters we get to learn more about. The character's point of view is also how the reader will connect with your story emotionally. So how does character's perspective affect your narrative? Here are two ways a character's point of view affects your story and the reader's. First, what do they notice? Any two characters in the same scene would likely notice different things about their situation. So descriptions and settings are affected by a point of view character for the scene. What a character notices, or what they don't notice, helps readers get to know them. The biggest aspect of revealing our characters and creating the lens readers view our story through is with our point of view characters' word choice and details noticed for settings, appearances of other characters, and descriptions of events. Second, what's important to them? Readers learn about a character by how detailed they are. If a character doesn't care about something one way or another, they're likely to use many words talking about it. However, if something makes them upset or excited, they're probably going to spend quite a few more words describing, complaining, thinking, and feeling about the situation. In that way, readers get to know not only what's important to the character through the actual words, but they also pick up on the character's emotional level. Now you're ready to explain how point of view impacts the reader's perspective for a story. Pause this video to record your answers on your handout at the second stop sign. Then hit play when you're ready to continue. Let's review. Some examples of how the point of view could impact a reader's perspective are learning who certain characters are as people, how the reader receives the context and backstories from one or more characters, and connecting emotionally if readers have details to connect to. Before you begin writing your narrative, you must decide how you want your readers to learn who the character or characters are and how you want readers to experience the plot unfolding. You will use this new knowledge as you engage in the ELA Guidebooks Unit Restart. When you finish this video, be sure to turn in your completed handout to your teacher.